We are here in Las Vegas right now for the weekend because Ashley's doing a convention, and I'm here with Ammon and Enoch, and we are going to finish Balthazar Bratt. It's opening weekend actually for Despicable Me, so we're excited to finish this and then go see the movie. So we have our sketches here, and I'm going to show you guys how to draw Balthazar with me. It's really simple. We break it down into shapes, but it is a more complex character because he's a person. He's got hands and facial features and stuff, huh guys? Yeah. It was a little more challenging. But we got our sketches done, and you guys can see a little bit of how they look, and you guys will be able to do the same thing. That's awesome. These guys did really good. I'm sure yours are gonna look great too. We've got our colored pencils, right? Because we're ready to move on to the darker outline and color stage. So we've got our colored pencils. These are the colors that you need. I'll show you the finished drawing. So this is the finished piece. You need purples and reds and light blue and green and yellow, and and a good skin tone for them. So we've got those colors out. I'll have all of the colors that you need and several of my favorite brands of colored pencils and things in the links in the description box below this video, so you can grab those. So let's jump in and do some coloring. Be sure to watch all the way through to the end so you can come back and see how these guys' drawings turned out. And send yours over to me at mikecostaart@gmail.com so we can feature your drawings in my videos as well. Okay, let's draw. Alright guys, I'm excited to jump in here and learn how to draw Balthazar Bratt together. So we want to start out by looking at him as a gesture and the pose that he's in and kind of getting a sense of how he's going to fit on the page. Let's start with an arch for his back to get that movement, and we'll start by doing a curve shape like that at the center of the page. And then we're going to put some another line here for his arm. It's going to go to the top of the page as well. Forgive me if the audio is not great on this because I'm traveling and I didn't have the right microphone. So let's do a circle at the end of the top of each of those lines. Small one for the hand, a larger one for the head. And then we'll do a circle here at the bottom part of that line, that gesture of the body. And that's going to give us his hips. That's right about where the guitar meets his body there, right at his hip. Then we're going to do another line for his left leg and a circle for his knee. And let's do another line that goes down. And that's going to be for his other knee, right there, a circle for his knee. And then I did a circular shape for the lower part of his left leg, and I'm doing the same for the other part of his right leg, as well as a line that's kind of going to tell you where his feet are. So let's do a circle and a line that connects there. You can see the legs starting to come out now. And then another skinny line. He's a really long, lanky character, skinny character. So that's why we're kind of blocking in these body parts with lines instead of using larger circles or square shapes. We're going to jump in here. See these two triangles? I'm putting a triangle here for his left shoulder. And then I want a little bit of a curved line that goes down, connecting to another triangle just to the right of that circle for his head. And that is going to block in his shoulder pads. Okay. And let's continue that curve of his back down a little bit. And let's look at the arm. You can see where his shirt sleeve, his right arm, we'll block that in above the triangle. And then follow me down for his back and down across his chest, reconnecting to that triangle. Now, as we go, feel free to make adjustments. Remember, we're in sketching stage, so things are going to kind of be a little bit looser. You're kind of feeling out the character, where he is on the page. Now I'm widening his legs by adding another line to the left of that line we drew first for the leg, and then I'm going around and outlining the fabric around his pants on his lower right leg. Now I'm going to define the lower portion of his shins and kind of block in those feet a little bit. Now his feet are kind of little triangles. That one that curves down a little bit, and then Same thing with the left leg. Let's widen that and go around that circle to kind of give a little more definition to the fabric. See how his suit kind of bunches up, funny, just around his knees. Okay, and then the little corner of his suit there. Now let's get that left arm in, and it comes down, you can see just about center on his coat. And then we'll go back up and redefine a little bit of his arm and make sure his hands are going to be in the right place. Now, one thing I've noticed here, you can see I'm not going to have room on the page to fit his hands, so I can cheat in Photoshop here and make the page a little bit larger. Now, hopefully you have a bigger piece of paper, or ideally, draw on that 8.5 by 11 sheet and draw the height. With the computer screen, it's harder for me to work on a page like that because the screen's not upright. But there, that gave me an extra inch or so of paper. So the reason I did that is because you can see where the hand is. It's at about, 45-degree angle line up from the head. So I didn't have room to really put the hand where it's supposed to go. Because up from the corner of his hair, if you go up into the left, you can kind of see where the hand should be. So, okay. So let's examine the hand a little bit. You can see I'm just working out the basic shape, almost like a glove or a mitten. He is wearing a glove, but get that mitten shape first, and then add the pinky and the fourth finger. You can add the third and index finger. See the exaggeration in how it's bent and stuff. Get that in good. Then let's go down to the head, and you can see I'm doing a little bit of the curve there around the mustache and the hair. And then I really want to see where the ears, I'm going to do a circle for that ear. That's right to the right of the shoulder pads that he's got. And then let's look at how his face lines up. We're going to do a line across there. That's going to kind of help us see where his eyes are going to go. And where we're going to place the eyebrows in. So I'm going to drop one eyebrow, another line for an eyebrow. So you can see there's a circle there for the nose, right underneath where that eyebrow, the right eyebrow ends. And then we're going to put a gesture, curved lines for the mustache. And this is tricky. The face is going to be one of the harder areas for us to work on. Okay, we're going to drop this instrument in. You can see I drew in the left-hand corner a little curve by his hip, and then another curve down by his leg, at the middle of his leg, and then this line that goes up and to the right at an angle and ends just about at the same level as the top of his head, the circle we drew. And we want to come down to draw the neck of this guitar-like instrument. And we're going to take that all the way down to about the middle of his left shoulder pad. In fact, we can continue that line slowly widening all the way down to the end of the instrument, where it ends just around his pelvis there. And then we're going to do another line. You can zoom in to see a little better. We'll do another line that starts from that left-hand corner of the instrument and goes at the same angle, parallel, and ends just below his left shoulder pad and comes back down into the neck of the instrument. So now you've got the basic shape and outline of the instrument. You can block in that rectangle for the keyboard, where the keyboard goes. And then we can get a look at how his arm comes right to kind of the center of that keyboard. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on the face here. You can see I've done a little bit of work on the ear, kind of expanding that circle that we had originally for the ear. And now I've erased some of those original lines that we drew for the eyes and the eyebrows, just so I can kind of show you what these curves look like, but work around those shapes that you've done for the original sketch. And let's put in the eyebrows a little bit darker, give them a little more definition. And then we're going to go in and more clearly define these eyes. Now, you can see there's a circle here for that right eye that he has. And then at the same point, the same height that the other one ends, you make that other right eye and begin to put the nose. So that nose, I'm going to put that circle back that we originally had there. You guys should already have on your page. And then let's do another circle. It's sort of just underneath the bottom corner of the left eye. A little curve there for the nostril. And then go around and redefine the main bulbous end of his nose. And you can see from the top of the nose is where his mustache comes around. So I'm going to block that in. And then we're going to come underneath the nose and block in the left part of his mustache. And that curve of the mustache comes up underneath the cheek, underneath the right eye, and ends right at the nostril. Got it? And curves down. And it ends about halfway through the mouth, which we're going to put in now. And just about where his cheek, right to his right cheek. So then you can see some of his top teeth. Put a line for those in there. And then his mouth, his mouth comes from the edge of those teeth and is like a curved line, kind of like a U, underneath the mustache. And that U, and then we'll do one that defines the lower jaw. And it goes up to about where the tip of his nose is, meeting the mustache. And he really has no chin. So you want to, right from where his mouth ends, you kind of want to go down and continue his neck. And he's got a little bit of a cheek that curves out from where his eyebrow meets and then goes up along his forehead. And we're starting to see his facial features really come out now. Now, look as you're going, make sure things are proportional and looking right, and things end at the right, points on the page. Now we can come back up to his hair and his forehead, and go up and over for that flat top haircut that he's got. Such an interesting, fun-looking character. I love it. So he's got the top of his head very flat, very wide hair, and it comes down. There's a little bit of a lip there you can see on the lower left that I just drew. And then it curves out for the back of his head. It's kind of close cropped there, or slicked back, or tied back. He's got that mullet thing going. And then around his ear, and you can see his hair keeps going. It's longer around his shoulder pads. And all this is really going to pop when you're able to color it in and get that contrast of the dark hair. Okay, so now we're coming around the back of the neck. We're going to kind of define that turtleneck that he's got a little bit more. Let's block that turtleneck in. You can get some of the creases in the fabric. Draw some lines in there for that. And we'll start to examine his suit, coat. And you can see he's got that lapel. And you want to define that with kind of these triangular shapes. Almost like a reverse triangle is what I explained to the kids. So you have a triangle that's goes down and a triangle that kind of goes up. You can see, and that defines now the two lapels that he's got. And then he's got those shoulder pads that come up to about the center of his ear. And then I'm going to move his arm over because I'm realizing as I do this that he needs more room in between his ear and his arm. Just proportionally, it's just not quite right. So let's go back though first before we do that. Let's get those two lapels taken care of. So you can see there's the upside down triangle, or the regular triangle, and then the upside down triangle. And it kind of actually curves in a little more. So I'm going to erase some of these lines here and try and get that curve right. And then that other one curves down in. Okay, let's go back now to that arm that we were talking about. We're pushing it over a little bit to give us more room, and you can see that he's got that bunched up fabric, just like he does on his pant legs. He's got it in his sleeves, and then the arm comes down and goes along his body, which is almost a straight line. You know, it really goes a little bit of a curve to it, but it really does go straight, very, very straight down. Now let's see how we want to tackle that other shoulder pad. Kind of comes out to the right from his face. And while we're at it, I'm going to darken up the outline around the side of his face, around the mustache there. Okay. And you can see the features really starting to pop out. There's a little bit of hair that shows underneath his chin. Sketch that in, and then look at the outline of the hair that comes in above the ear. Just kind of make sure that proportionally things are looking right. And along his forehead. Cool. You can see that hair goes straight up in those lines in there. It's okay to put some in if you want to help define it with your pencil or pen, so that when you color it, you have a little bit of a guide there. Come back around the nostril, see if we can get his nose just right. That really is a big round bulb on the end of his nose, isn't it? Okay. Again, going a little darker around his eyebrows. And above the cheek, you can see that line that helps define the cheek a little bit. Fun shapes in this character. Really fun shapes. Those eyebrows are fun. They're so dark. They're cool. And you can see his pupil in there. This is where it's really going to start to pop. And it's funny, his pupil is dead center, like in the middle of his eye, almost. And that tends to give the characters that crazy look. You can see in the reference art that we have. He's got this crazy look in his eye, and a lot of that comes from the pupil being right in the middle, and there being white all around it. So you can take that into account if you when you're drawing it. And define some of the teeth a little bit. And a little bit of the shadow inside the mouth. Kind of looking for where those lines are. Around the mustache. And then again, you can see the white that's poking through on that sleeve, so you want to put that piece in there. And let's push up and start looking at the hand and see how we want to approach that. Make sure that the relationship here between the arm and the head looks about right, and it does. Let's you can see how straight and skinny that arm is that goes all the way up to the wrist where it meets the glove, and the angle is correct. And I think what we've got again is a little bit of a discrepancy as to where the where the wrist ends. You can see I'm going to cheat here in Photoshop and show you what I mean. Now, I want the hand to be at a little bit higher angle, the wrist, a little higher angle, so that it's at the right angle that it is from the top of the hair. So I'm raising the hand up a little bit more, and that's a little too high. The right distance and the right height from where the hair ends. So then I'm going to reconnect it. So you can see, there we go. Lower it just a little bit, so that we've got the hand the right distance from the hair. Okay, and so as you're drawing, you guys can check your proportions too to make sure that you've got it right and that it feels right to you. And if you're not looking to get it perfect, you don't have to. It doesn't need to look exactly like the picture. But in this example, since we are using this reference, I want to kind of make sure that the proportions are right and show you guys as I kind of work it out how to solve these problems as you're going and why it doesn't look right or why something isn't lining up right. So hopefully this is helpful. Now the arm that connects to the keyboard here, it goes right behind the keyboard. You can put a little more definition in that, and then the straps that connect the keyboard. Okay, now let's look at some definition in the legs a little bit. We're gonna kind of darken up the outline around the legs and make sure that you've got those right, and exactly where you want them. Now you can see I'm still kind of really sketching this rough. I'm gonna go over this and do a second outline, and I'll do that really fast though, but you can kind of take your time when you get to that outline stage if you really want to outline it dark. Right now I'm sketching, but I'm sketching a little bit darker. I'm looking to get the proportion right, and this right leg, I've noticed needs to be a little bit longer. So you can see I'm going to push the foot out a little bit more and make sure that angle is correct, and then come up with the skinny part of the leg to where it meets that baggy point in the knee, and just redefine that. I'm looking at the shapes of the bagginess in the fabric and just trying to make sure that we're capturing those curves right. So look at the shapes, the kind of cloud-like puffy shapes in the leg, and just work them till they look right for you. And as you're going, make sure that those angles are right. And you can see I'm darkening up those outlines and going now into the left leg. Seeing where it actually ends. I see at my sketch, the first part came out too far, so I'm redefining that line and I'm pulling everything in. I'm pulling that left leg in a little bit. I'm discarding the original, where the original foot was, and I'm moving it down a little bit. So this is the fun and beauty of sketching, is really finding where stuff belongs. And it's very forgiving. All right, we got the heel for the shoe. We can go back and get the back of his leg around his hamstring and behind his calves there, and then darken up the heel of the shoe and the sole of the shoe. Okay, and then we can do the same on the other side. Get the heel of the shoe. They're just little squares, little rectangles. And then remember, they're kind of these pointy, triangle-like shoes. And then I'll just come up and I'm going to work on the outline now and just darken up these lines all around the keyboard and all around the fingers and the hands too before I get into the fingers and the hands. All around the placement of the hands. I'm going to get the keyboard right. Okay, I'm going to start moving a little bit faster now as we finish this outline. I'm going to shade in the glove portion of the hand. I'm going to get up and kind of darken in all of those lines that we started to darken a little bit with the sketch. Put some texture there in the suit. Add the little straps in, the buckles on the straps, some shading under the arms. You can see as we go now, you can add in, darken up the hair. So as I'm going, you can work on adding those layers of contrast and light and shadow now into it. And you can save this for the color stage if you want to. If you're planning on jumping right into color with the colored pencils, then you can do that. You can do all the shading with the colored pencils too. So, define those fingers and then drop in those circles and those shapes on the instrument as well. The keys on that keyboard too need to be defined as well. I've gone through and gone over again to make sure that those lines are really popping out and around the outline. You guys can do the same thing. I'm just showing you kind of a high-speed version of this. It's going to move quick so that you can see what happens as you add the dark and light shadows and tones to the drawing. And we're just darkening the image with outline now. Okay, so from here, feel free to go ahead and just jump right in and get working in on your coloring. But I'm going to outline here one more time really quickly and throw it into high speed so you can see how it looks really clean and what the finished lines will look like if you want to have strong outlines. And then we'll jump into color. And I'll walk you through that really fast, and then we'll come around. You can see how the kids came out, and hopefully we'll be able to see how yours came out if you send it over to me at mikecostar@gmail.com. And okay, let's jump right into color now. We're going to block in first the hair, and I'm using like a grayish or blackish gray for the gloves, and the hair brown, and a lighter purple for the suit, and the red for the straps, a maroon for the tongue, light blue for the accordion like keyboard thing. I've got to figure out what the name of that instrument is. And then kind of a cream tan color around the top of the neck of that instrument, and then just going in and layering colors over it. It's the same thing with colored pencil, the same thing with crayon. Start with a lighter color and work your way darker. I'm just going to go in and kind of play around with this. This is your time to do the same, and just have fun with it. And we'll see you guys on the finished side, and I'll show you how the kids and mine came out in the live drawing that we did. Okay, we'll see you guys in a bit. Enjoy. Okay, so here's how they all came out. Ammon? Nice, right? And we did a little less outlining on these.
Yeah.
And more shading and coloring. Awesome, Enoch. Came out really good. Alright, was this a fun one?
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to go see the movie?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna do that. Thanks for watching Mike Costa Art, you guys. Subscribe below. Let us know what drawings you'd like to see next. There's some really fun movies coming up. We're gonna do some Shopkins and the emoji movies coming out. So we're gonna do some emoji stuff.
We're also going to
Spider-Man.
My Little Pony.
Oh, and My Little Pony and The Incredibles too.
And Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph is
Oh, and Wreck-It Ralph too. There's so many good ones. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel so you can get updates on when we upload new videos so you guys can be the first to see them and to draw with me. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys again soon. See ya. Bye.